We have all experienced stress before. No matter how unique you think you are, there's about 8 billion people in this world, and somebody out there has been through almost the exact same thing that you've been through. Whether your stress is money, school, work, whatever it may be, somebody has been through your shoes. Now, that may be comforting to you or not, but if that doesn't comfort you, at least think about it this way. It's okay. Whatever stress you're dealing with, at the end of the day, you're being tested. You're always being tested. Whether you're a religious person or not, you're either one, being tested by God, or two, your mind is testing you to see how durable your brain actually is. And the more exposure you get to stress, the more you become resilient to it, the more you can handle bigger problems later on down the road. A lot of people are scared of stress and they tend to steer the other way whenever stress starts to come towards them. Whether it's, not having enough courage because you don't want to do something that's, ballsy in a sense, or maybe there's a new job opportunity, but you think that things are going to change too much and you don't think you're ready for it. Stress is always going to be there no matter what. You might as well take it on and not be a pussy about it. Because at the end of the day, you're only going to benefit yourself by exposing yourself to stress intentionally. Now, I'm not saying exposing yourself to, stupid arguments and creating problems for yourself that are not necessary. I'm talking about good stress. There's a difference between stress that you caused yourself and you didn't necessarily need to partake in it, and a stress that's actually going to benefit you. Because whether it's physical stress or mental stress, it's going to be there regardless. You might as well just walk right into it with your head held high. A lot of people say that stress is the biggest killer. It's bad for your heart, bad for your brain, and it can quite literally kill you. A lot of people believe that. And this might shock you, but I honestly don't believe that. I don't think that's true at all. What I think is a bigger killer than that is not being able to handle the stress that's on your way. Stress is going to be there for everybody. So if stress is the biggest killer, then why isn't everyone dead right now? I don't believe that stress is the biggest killer. I believe that stress management and your lack of exposure to it is what's going to kill you. Because when big things come your way, you're not going to be able to take it on because you haven't been ready for it. You've been, avoiding stress your entire life. And then one day when it gets on your doorstep, ready to fucking ruin your life, you can't embrace the impact and it ends up fucking you up. I know it seems counterintuitive, but intentionally causing good stress into your life is what's going to make you better and make you thrive later on down the road. If you avoid stress at all costs, your resiliency is going to drop, and when stress does come your way, you're going to fail. It's just the truth. You need to expose yourself to it intentionally. You need to move with a purpose. You need to stop being afraid of stress. Stop trying to pretend that you can completely avoid it and live your life stress-free. That's not the reality. No matter who you are going to have it. Now, I'm going to break this down into 3 mindsets that people have. From my experience in life, and I'm about to be 22 years old, there's been 3 different types of people that I can recall that how they manage stress, right? Now, the first mindset is somebody that's not really experienced stress before. Normally, these people are much younger and a little bit less experienced, and they got somebody to hold their hand, and it makes it a lot easier to not manage your stress. It's part of the reason why I'm not a big fan of schools, because, they got the No Child Left Behind program, all that stuff, and participation trophies. And when you are not able to, experience stress because somebody's helping you and guiding you, it actually makes it much harder for you later on down the road. So I think exposing children to stress at a young age is very beneficial for their neurological levels and basically their resiliency to it as a whole. Stress management and problem solving are extremely important, and you can't do that unless you're exposed to it. Now, the big issue with people that have never experienced stress before, like I said, normally younger people, but it does happen to adults as well. The big issue with that is they tend to create problems for themselves because they haven't been stressed out enough in their life. And naturally, as a human, you want competition and you want stress. Even if you feel like you don't want it, you kind of create it for yourself. Either 1, out of boredom, or 2, out of lack of purpose. So when you are an individual that hasn't experienced it, you're going to, start problems with people, maybe pick fights with people, do some crazy illegal shit and cause, your adrenaline to go up, whatever it is. You try to create stress for yourself because you feel like you don't have enough purpose in your life. Now, that's extremely detrimental because your desperation to experience stress ends up screwing your judgment up on what stress is good and what stress isn't. So my recommendation for that, if you're in that mindset, is to hit the gym. I know it seems small and minute, but when you go to the gym, you're causing a lot of physical stress to yourself, which is also beneficial. And it starts to teach your brain on what stress is good and what stress isn't. So you should try to create problems for yourself, but not like problems that are bad for you. Create problems that you can solve. It's like doing a math equation. They call them problems because they're capable of being solved. And the only person that can solve them is the person taking the homework or whatever it is. And when you solve these problems, you end up not only gaining experience so you can solve future problems, but you're also causing yourself to have a little bit of stress. Those tiny little explosions of stress through each equation is actually going to benefit you and help you solve problems in the future. Now, there's more examples of that, like starting a business, something that can potentially fail. There's a lot of risk. You're causing stress, but it's very beneficial because even if your business fails, you're gaining experience and exposing yourself to stress in the process. Now, the second mindset is, this one's a little bit more common with a lot of people. They've experienced only a little bit of stress. They haven't actually experienced full-blown stress yet. Now, this one kind of has the same symptom as the first mindset because they tend to create problems for themselves as well because they feel like they're ready to take it on. They kind of have like more of an arrogant mindset. They tend to come off a little bit more cocky because they've, dipped their toes in the water of stress and they think they've seen it all. But even though they may have seen a lot of shit, it could be much worse. These people are the most common. There's a lot of people that fall into this category, and there's nothing to be ashamed of no matter what category you're in. But your goal is to get to the third mindset, which is what we're getting to. Now, these people have experienced maybe, their first taste of taxes. Maybe they got their first paycheck and they realize how much taxes are taken out. Or maybe they've been, given their first job, so they've experienced stress to a certain degree. These people haven't experienced true pain yet. So it's super scary to these people because they're like, oh, fuck, I got to do this for the rest of my life and just work, and then pay my bills. It seems really shit to them. They hate it. It feels almost like they're in stage 3 already because they haven't experienced stress yet. Like I said, stress exposure helps your brain build a resiliency. These guys are finally building some mental callus, so it seems brand new to them, so it makes them extremely stressed out. You kind of want to overwhelm yourself at some point. These people haven't really been overwhelmed with stress yet. They've dipped their toes in the water, they've experienced some stress, but they've never been truly overwhelmed. Their brain did not feel like there was a nuclear bomb going off. And I could tell you that I've experienced, immense amount of stress before, and hell, even I think there's worse stuff out there. And the truth is, if you are in this stage, your goal should be to overwhelm yourself. At some point, it's better to do it while you're young than waiting for when you're older, and by then you don't even want to deal with that shit anymore. You should start when you're young. Try to overwhelm yourself. Start a family young, do whatever it is. Expose yourself to as much stress as possible because it's going to be much more manageable when you're younger than when you're older and you're finally experiencing it for the first time. It's going to be almost depressing if you wait till you're old. Do it now. Do it as soon as possible. Go to the gym. Give yourself very little time to get shit done personally and just cause yourself as much stress as possible. It sounds counterintuitive and it sounds like it's bad for you, but truth is, it's what's going to expose you and build some more experience. It's going to help you build your resiliency and it's going to help you become a better person. It's going to humble you. There's so many benefits to exposing yourself to stress. Now, mindset 3. Ideally, you want to get here around your 30s, but some people experience it much younger and some people experience it much older, but you want to get to this point. The sooner you get to this point, the better. Mindset 3 I like to call stress master. The reason why I call it this is because you've experienced enough stress where you're able to solve problems and look calm even if you're not calm. These people make better leaders, they make better fathers, they make better mothers. They're the best people that you can trust because they've been through it. They have built up enough experience where they can solve problems because they've seen it before, and they look calm even when they're not. What I mean by that is sometimes in the face of fear, in the face of stress, they're able to keep their head high and look calm and help everyone else be calm and then solve the issue without letting the pressure crack them down. I know it seems scary because your entire life you've probably been trying to avoid stress, but the best thing to do is to take it head on and expose yourself to get to stage 3 because those are the people that get shit done. Those are the people that create the world. Those are the people that truly make a difference. You're not going to be able to make a difference as somebody that just avoids stress. There's always a transaction in life. Every single goal you have, there's going to be a transaction. There's going to be something that you need to do to get there. And it's not going to be easy. And you're not going to be able to do it unless you expose yourself to enough stress to build the resiliency to be able to get it done. You guys may have noticed I've been posting a lot of videos lately. It's because I got a training event coming up at work. and I'm not going to be able to record for about 2 weeks. So what I'm trying to do is record as many videos as possible so that way I can edit them and get them ready so that way I can schedule to post them while I'm on this training event, because I'm not going to be able to record during that. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you for all your patience and all the support in the videos. I'm never going to give up on this channel. This channel is always going to be here. I'm always going to be trying to make the videos better and better each time. Thank you for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Stay on that Glanimal grind set.